How did all this shit come into fucking existence?
Yeah,
man?
the planets, stars, constellations.
Yeah, animals.
Dogs.
How am I walking around?
Cats, chickens, rabbits.
You know what this science motherfucker told me, man? That motherfucker said one day it was some big goddamn explosion in outer space.
Yeah.
Created all the goddamn planets.
Yeah. That's crazy, ain't it? Did we all evolve from fucking apes?
Oh man. So here we have two people who are too stupid to understand the theory of evolution, abiogenesis, and the Big Bang Theory, which even I, as a 5-year-old child, could understand thanks to Bill Nye the Science Guy, and these two, who are so scientifically illiterate you'd swear they grew up in the Westboro Baptist Church, are still taken seriously by millions of people who take their advice on nutrition. Is there any hope for the human race? If there's planets, then how come there's still monkeys? Now, the Hodgetwins are insanely popular and they have tons of fans, and I know a lot of you are already pissed off at me for talking bad about them, but they're not very nice.
My husband goes soft practically every time we have sex. He's only 24. You need a divorce. You need to leave that sorry ass nigga. When dude is in the bedroom limp dicking your ass. He's got accordion dick going.
So I think it's safe to say that the majority of their audience are young men in their teens and early 20s, and right here we have a man who's 24 years old, who's probably a fan of theirs, who already has erectile dysfunction, and they're laughing at him. I think if they knew that the first sign of heart disease is erectile dysfunction, they wouldn't consider that a laughing matter.
You know an accordion when you know that instrument you play?
And since diet is the main contributing factor to heart disease, and the Hodgetwins do give diet advice, and the majority of their audience are young men, I think some of the blame should be put on them when we see these young men developing erectile dysfunction.
Look at that. Some bacon and eggs. First thing I do, I fry the bacon, right? And then all that grease residue, I pour most of the grease out. I probably leave a half a tablespoon of this bacon grease in there. You put this onion salt in it, right? Stir that shit up. Throw in that pan with that bacon grease, right? Let that shit fry and marinate.
Now, I know a lot of you will make the argument that I'm just a jealous hater faggot who doesn't even lift, but some of you are about 3 IQ points smarter than those people, and you'll notice that some of the studies I reference are population studies, and you'll make the argument that correlation doesn't equal causation. Well, good thing we have literally hundreds of metabolic ward experiments and intervention studies dating back decades that conclusively determine high saturated fat and cholesterol foods cause heart disease by raising cholesterol levels, altering our lipid metabolism, causing oxidative stress and inflammation, and literally paralyzing our arteries, inhibiting blood flow, and even reducing oxygen uptake by our lungs.
The bacon grease, it gives the eggs all kinds of flavor.
Sorry, but there is no denying that high saturated fat and cholesterol foods cause heart disease, and when we also consider that heart disease starts to develop in childhood, with most persons aged 20 to 29 already having fatty streaks in their arteries, their advice clearly isn't doing the majority of their audience any favors, and they're just adding insult to injury by laughing at the people who they gave erectile dysfunction. How could the planets exist without monkeys?
Some people, they say they try to call backload, right? They say it sucks the fat out of you, and puts it inside the muscle.
Now, they were just joking there, but they were actually kind of right for once. High-fat foods, like bacon and eggs or Popeye's chicken, cause a buildup of intramyocellular lipids, fat in the muscle tissue, which is largely responsible for insulin resistance and diabetes. These foods also cause lipotoxicity, which causes chronic inflammation through several pathways, which helps the development of diabetes among other chronic diseases, and diabetes also increases your risk of heart disease, which can cause erectile dysfunction, and the Hodgetwins will laugh at you for that. It's a vicious cycle.
If monkeys made the planets, then how come there's no dinosaurs?
But don't worry, the Hodgetwins have a supplement that will keep your erections coming even though your arteries are being clogged with fat.
Got an interesting story to tell you about this Twin Lab horny goat weed.
But it definitely got the juices flowing.
Yeah, man.
You know, the tip was swollen and hot and sensitive. And you know what? You know what?
What?
I think my mushroom tip was more vascular.
Oh, and even if that doesn't help your dick work, then they have a creatine supplement that will help you get some gains.
Creatine gains.
But don't take too much creatine though, because that'll give you gyno. Gyno is a side effect of taking too much creatine, right? Now, I'm not going to accuse anyone of taking too much creatine, so going on the assumption that they're 100% full natty bra and all of their gains are just from hard work, what could have given them gyno? Well, it might have been from high phthalate exposure, and for those of you who don't know what phthalates are, they're chemical compounds that are found in things like pesticides and plastics, and they happen to lower testosterone levels in men and cause symptoms like gynecomastia. And what food source has the highest concentration of phthalates?
Oh man, that chicken good. Hey man, stop smacking in my damn ear, man.
It's chicken. Chicken has the highest concentration of phthalates, if you didn't pick up on that.
So, following their diet advice, you can get a myriad of chronic diseases, including heart disease and diabetes, and as an added bonus, you can get erectile dysfunction and enlarged female breast tissue, which they'll also make fun of you for.
I was picked on that I didn't even want to take my shirt off in gym, even now being bigger and more toned from lifting.
He still got them big puffy nipples, huh?
If dinosaurs ate all the planets, then where the monkeys live?
And speaking of fast food and fatty processed junk, they tend to eat a lot of it, and they have a very interesting reasoning for that.
We had a tough time losing weight, eating the quote-unquote, you know, like clean foods. You know, the healthy foods, lean proteins, brown rice, sweet potatoes.
But we've been eating ribs, french fries, fried chicken from Popeyes, buttermilk biscuits.
We've been eating all kinds of shit, man. Apple pie. Yeah. So we've done that, and I've still been able to lose all that weight.
Yeah.
Of course, we've been at a caloric deficit each and every day, and we still made great progress. We still lost a lot of weight.
Wow. So here they are telling young men with growing, developing bodies to eat foods that are high in calories, low in nutrition, and to lower their caloric intake, and they're diminishing the importance of healthy food choices. Better take some fucking creatine because you're not going to make any gains restricting calories and eating food that's nutritionally deficient. And even if your goals are just weight loss, fuck health, you just want abs, they're still full of shit. The high-fat foods that they eat promote weight gain due to altering your gut flora to promote fat storage. All of their advice is taking one step forward and 2 steps back. The high-fat foods they eat also have a very high caloric density, making it hard to satisfy their appetite, making weight loss even harder. So what do?
We went from eating from 2 to 8. We changed that shit up to fucking eating from 1 to 5. A 4-hour eating window. That was our eating. We're taking all our calories in that 4-hour window, and we'd stop eating at 5. So by the time I fell asleep at night around 9 and 10, my stomach was fucking empty. That bitch was growling. The fat was melting off. Now, we was getting about, what, 1,800 calories at a time?
That's right, they do intermittent fasting, which is just starving yourself throughout the day, creating feeding windows, making it hard to overeat or even eat enough, and that's how they lose weight, by starving themselves. So does any of this sound at all healthy or appealing to their audience members? Does it sound like fun to get some chronic disease like heart disease or diabetes and then get erectile dysfunction, gyno, and eat nutritionally deficient foods and have to starve yourself to lose weight, which will just fuck up your gains? Well, the Hodgetwins have to deal with enough people like me to come up with this excuse.
Hey.
Vegans, vegetarians.
Hey man, I respect you vegans. Yeah. A lot of y'all vegetarians think cause y'all don't eat meat and y'all gonna live longer than me.
Which
But you gotta understand something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand there's a lot of, what's the word, propaganda? Look here. The most important thing when it comes to, you know, living long and being healthy is your overall caloric intake and if you're active or not. Like, look at this 70-year-old bodybuilder.
People ask me when I'm going to retire. I said, never. I said, more people die retired than they do on the job working.
This dude is 70 years old, and he's a meat eater, and he eats a lot. His diet, I would say, is kind of high in fat. He eats bacon and eggs on the daily. Yeah, but
He's
look how
70
good
years
he
old.
is. Look how good he is. Look how fit he is.
I'm sorry everyone, but nutrition is the #1 factor for health, longevity, and disease prevention, and we have research demonstrating this. Even sedentary vegans who barely ever get off the couch have better arterial health than marathon runners following a standard American diet. You could literally sit on your ass all day, eat fruits and vegetables, and you'd still have better arterial health than people who run an average of 48 miles per week. And this isn't just because of processed foods. Even in populations that eat absolutely no processed foods at all, we still see vegetarians having half the rate of diabetes compared to meat eaters, and this is when they're matched for activity level and body mass index. You can use any stupid anecdotal examples you want, but the research clearly shows that eating lots of whole plant foods and excluding animal products out of your diet increases your longevity and reduces your disease risk. And I hate to break it to all you young guys who think your life revolves around exercise and weight training, but you'll get older. You'll get a girlfriend, you'll get a job, you'll get married, you'll have kids, you'll have all of these responsibilities, and weight training will very likely fall off to the side, especially if you don't have a good diet that's filled with lots of whole plant foods to give you the energy and motivation to train in the first place. If you don't have a good diet, which is the foundation of health and fitness, you're going to end up suffering the consequences, and I think deep down Kevin and Keith know this, which is why they do this bullshit cop-out right after they give their shitty advice.
All of this is just advice. Eat whatever the fuck you want to eat.
You think that makes up for it? You think that just because you say it's just your advice and your opinion and you don't have to follow it, that makes it okay to tell the millions of young men who look up to you this bullshit that will stop their dick from working and you can just make fun of them? Why are people like this looked up to?
Look at all them damn bones. I understand vegans. I understand where y'all coming from. I saw videos on YouTube, right? Of all these, how they be doing them damn animals.
Yeah, man.
Be doing them animals wrong, man.
It's wrong, man.
Why you show all these damn animals all this damn compassion?
Yeah.
Tell you what. Hop your ass on a plane, jump on Air Africa, walk up to them damn lines, watch what they do to your ass.
Yeah,
watch
man.
how much compassion they show you.
Hey, man.
And that's their ultimate excuse to eat meat. I don't see any chickens or cows going around trying to murder people, but even if they did, could you fucking blame them? And this is why the Hodgetwins are so popular. They don't think, and they free people from the burden of thinking. Having to give up greasy, fatty, processed foods is hard and stressful, so they give people an excuse not to. It's hard having to accept that health and fitness takes years of hard work and dedication to achieve, so they give you products to buy that will just give that to you. And hardest of all, it's hard to accept that your food choices are causing the suffering and death of other beings that can think and feel just as you do, and so they give you an excuse to forget about all of that as well. I know a lot of Kevin and Keith fans are pissed off at me right now for criticizing them like this, and I know they're funny, likable guys, but their advice isn't going to get you anywhere. You're going to just end up like every other fat fucking American who dies of heart disease, diabetes, or cancer. So think for once. Make the right food choices that will make you the healthiest, fittest, most ethical person you possibly can be. But all of that's just advice. Do whatever the fuck you want to do!
Beef. What a relief. When will this poisonous product cease? This is another public service announcement. You can believe it or you can doubt it. Let us begin now with the cow. The way it gets to your plate and how.
Hey, stay dedicated, fellas. Eat right. Hit the gym. Gonna make all kinds of gains.